Welcome. I guess we're live. We just showed up, people. Welcome.
I'm not sure if that was on purpose, Joe, but that was pretty good.
Oh yeah, that was totally on purpose.
It's always on purpose.
At least every other week, I got to try to catch you guys by surprise.
Oh my God! Hold on a second. Something.
All right, while he's doing that, so the Metsies won.
And the dead air award for the day goes to.
Dude, I guess I was hearing you guys coming in weird. It's coming in.
Put your finger back up. Go ahead. It's all right. It was fun. Go ahead.
So 4-2 the last 6 games. I guess that's not bad when you think about it that way. I mean, 7 games. I'm sorry, 4-3 in the last 7 games.
I mean, we won
on the road.
3 series, 2 on the road against good teams. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
You should feel good, dude. The Mets offense is putting a lot of pressure on the other teams, and that's helping a lot. These guys, they're all pitching in. They're all hitting, But Iglesias, game-winning hit today, right?
Yeah, I can't say enough about this guy. I mean, like, his story is it's really cool too. Like he was kind of retire. I think it was Big Papi that told him not to, right?
Big Papi is the one that brought him back. Yeah,
he came back for another year. Mets signed him. As a fan, I had less than 0 expectation of this guy. I'm like, okay. I mean, he's got a good glove. I don't know what's going to come of him. He's been struggling, and he's come on his team, and he's been very clutch. He's been
still hitting 300, right? Still hitting 300.
I'm not sure. I can check, but I know he's also been a great locker room guy. His song "OMG" became our anthem. He's been a lot of fun to watch.
Still is.
And that play he made at second base, was it in San Diego, where he slammed his foot down and threw the ball at first? He didn't get the first.
He's made a ton of great plays, Keith. That guy has great hands. Great defensive guy.
You guys ready for this? He's hitting 320. Okay, with
320 guys,
3 homers and 21 RBIs, and
all-star defense, defense, because that's what he does. All-star hustle, everything.
Yeah, and you know what? Kudos to our manager too, because he's using him appropriately. He's giving him those opportune moments to shine. And Iglesias, obviously, he's the one doing it. Takes full advantage of it. So he's been handled really well, and he's been playing amazing. I'd like to see if we keep him. He's a great bench player. He played about 58 games this year.
He's not going anywhere, bro. You keep guys like that, because a guy like that will be a spark plug off the bench. He can fill in for a long enough time and still bat. Look, he's batting 320. Producer Joe just called it 320, 3 home runs, stellar defense, game-winning RBI today. Mets win 3-2. Take 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks. First things first, congratulations, Mets. It's great to come on a show after a freaking Mets win, because
Oh my God!
Fantastic, man. That's great to see. But like I said, I was still nervous because Edwin Diaz came into town, and we were up 3-2, and he hasn't been clutch lately. So what do you think about that?
I agree. He has not been clutch in his last, not including today. Obviously, he had a really good little outing today. But his last 5 appearances, He's pitched 3.2 innings and given up 4 runs. That's really, really not what you want from your ace closer. And in those same last 5 games, he's given up 2 home runs again, and that's in 3.2 innings. You do not want that from your closer. He struggled, and I honestly think we could be 5-2 on this road trip if not for him. I mean, he gave up that 1 run in San Diego. That was tight, but that 3-run bomb, you know, that he in Arizona Saturday yesterday was just terrible.
Yesterday, it was just yesterday. That's why I was so fearful. I'm like, but he came in strong, dude. He came in throwing hard. He came in.
No, it's a great
he looked confident. You know, he struck guys out. You know, and then got a pop up at the end. Fantastic job by Diaz. You got to give it to him. But you know,
huevos into today's game, even though he blew it yesterday. So you got to.
And that's the sign of a good closer and a good ball player, because you got to forget it. You know, you're gonna fail and you're gonna succeed, and he succeeds most of the time. So he's done a great job. We could be a little easy on him, but we still, you know, I would keep an eye on him.
His off-speed stuff at times looks very flat. So,
because he doesn't have anything off speed. If you're talking his slider being off speed, he just throws it just as hard, but with a different grip. So he's not throwing 97, he's throwing 93, but it's still fast. He needs something. He needs a Laredo. He needs something that he can just dips down and brings it across, or something. He needs something soft. Okay, and if he can't do it with his fingers, then he's got to do it with a grip. Okay, so basically a changeup is what he needs, because these guys are clocking him. You go from 97 to 93 is not that huge a deal. I mean, it is. I understand 4 miles, but most guys can handle that. But if you go from 97 to 87, that's what Johan Santana made his living on. I mean, you know, no one can handle that, especially when a guy comes in like Diaz and he really reaches 100 sometimes. There's no way you're going to hit you're going to see 100 and you're going to try to hit 91 miles an hour. It's just not going to happen. But
I totally agree.
I mean,
because it all looks the same.
It is.
And his slider, it doesn't drop or anything. It just moves across the plate a little bit. I would like to drop a little bit, you know, so to fool the hitter. But
he gets dropped by depending on his grip. Because look, producer Joe's already calling me Ricky Chili because I start talking, you know, try to talk a little baseball, technical baseball, whatever you want to call it. But yes, I'm a nerd and I play baseball and I love the Mets. I'm sorry, but that's what you get right now. Right, but there's one guy that I'm not even worried about right now, and I don't understand why, because you know I tore this guy to shreds many times. Mr. Peterson has shown some balls, and he's actually developing into a number 1A maybe, because the guy's pitching his balls off lately. I mean, you know, he's pitching long, he's doing 7 innings. And he's pitching strong and smart. So,
yeah, and it's not like he's it's not like he's done his last 2 starts have been great. No, I mean, he's been really good for at least his last. Actually, he's been in 15 games. I would say at least 10, 11 of those he's been really good, and the rest of the games he gave us a chance.
Listen, he's been very competitive. And
listen, I don't know if you charts. Innings pitched 7.1, 7, 6.1, 5 and 6. Okay, 5 and 6. But you know, 3 of the last 5 games have been 6 or over, and 2 of the last 5 are at least 7 innings. That's pretty impressive. Nobody does that anymore right now.
That's what you need, though. But that's what everything is going to start trending to now, Keith. You know that, right? I mean, let's not even get too much off topic, but just to let you know, they're starting to go back to the old natural ways where pitchers have to throw 6 innings and pitchers are going to be pitching longer. And this whole pitching style right now is going to start to go away because they realize that they're hurting these guys. They're actually hurting them by doing that. So
right,
you know,
and he hits the corners really well, Peterson.
And he's getting smarter, dude. He's throwing better pitches. He's locating the ball better, and he's being aggressive all at the same time. That's what makes a quality number 1. And
28. It's a time that
it's the time. It's about that time for him. You know?
And you remember when he first came up, they compared him to, oh my God, I just had a brain fart. Lefty Dodgers, Kershaw. They compared his movement to Kershaw. I mean, he's not Kershaw. And I think that put a little extra pressure on him, those kind of expectations. And he was really young when he came up. He was only 24. Now he's settling in and he's understanding the game better. And he's got some good coaches around him. So
he's doing a much better job. I think he's the pitching version of Mark Vientos. Okay, what Vientos has done this year, Peterson has pretty much done the same thing.
Yeah,
went down to the minors, got his stuff straight, came back up strong, and he's showing that he belongs, just like Vientos.
How about last week's Player of the Week, Francisco Lindor?
This is the guy that we're going to talk about just for a few more minutes because that's an MVP guy. When someone does it on both sides of the field, and I'm not going with a trend. I've always said this. I will take an everyday player over a pitcher and over a DH anytime as my MVP. And Lindor, listen, Keith, you know the stats of this guy. What kind of stats are we looking at here? This guy's going 25 every year. He's pushing his team. He's being a leader. He's being accountable for when they lose also, because that's important too.
He can still hit 30-30. I'd like to see it. 3 more home runs, 5 more stolen bases. I don't want him to do it out of trying to do it and strike out or something. We'll get thrown out, something crazy like that. But 29 games left after today, right? That's very attainable.
What did Lindor do today? Lindor got us back into that game. Okay? He took all those pitches. He clocked them. Finally, he threw that thing a little bit too high, and it was gone. He's a smart ball player also. This is the MVP. This is the MVP, guys. If the Mets have done anything this year, Francisco Lindor is the MVP.
He probably has at least 20 home runs. Yeah, and I totally agree.
Producer Joe, ask Producer Joe after you're done with that. Ask Producer Joe what his opinion is on that. I like to hear that.
Producer Joe?
When you're done.
Lindor. What?
Lindor for MVP.
Yeah. I mean, I've read the argument on both sides. Ohtani has better numbers. Ohtani has a definite the charisma and spark and star power. But there's the counter argument that, well, he doesn't have the pressure of playing in the field every day, so he could just focus on his hitting and base running,
He doesn't produce it, Joe. It's really hard. It's really hard to be a type of player and play on the field every day.
Yes, it is, but that's not to take away from he has. This is his typical year, regardless if he's playing in the field or not.
That's kind of fair too. That's what he does.
I mean, right. That's the counter argument to it. So but you take Ohtani off that team, and the Dodgers are still winning the division. You take Lindor off our team, and we're in the basement.
That's the difference, isn't it? That's the difference.
We all notice his stats, and I'm not saying that people don't recognize it, but his defense, every year with the Mets, he has improved more and more on his defense.
All-star defense, dude. All-star defense all year.
It's a shame he didn't get a Gold Glove last year. He really should get one this year. He has a .977 fielding percentage, and out of 300, he has 311 attempts. He was involved in 61 double plays so far this year. I mean, the numbers go on and on and on. He does have 11 errors, but you got to always remember the range of a player. If the range of a player is wider than others, they're going to get some errors because balls are going to bounce off their glove, where other players would never even reach that ball. And you do have to take that into account. I mean, he has some range. He's not a big guy.
You have to take into account the amount of chances, the balls that he gets to, and the balls that he makes a play on, because him diving and hitting a ball with his glove, and then getting up and not making the out sometimes can be counted as an error. Anything can happen. So but you just gotta watch him every day to see what a wonderful player he is on defense and on offense.
I can't even really remember any of his errors. So. because usually errors, like stupid errors, just piss me off. But I don't even remember any of his errors. It says here he has so far this year, not including today's game, 487 chances. It's a lot. I mean, he's a shortstop.
That's a lot of chances. That's a lot of going up and down the field. A lot of moving about. And I give Ohtani all the credit. He's a fantastic player, man. He's a huge man who has a lot of power and a lot of speed. Didn't they say that he's the fastest guy on the Dodgers? That he might be faster than the guy Mookie
Betts.
So Mookie Betts. So I mean, the guy's a great athlete, but he's not on the field every day. And like producer Joe said, if you take Ohtani away, they're still a very, very good team. You take Lindor away from us, and we're done.
I shouldn't even bring this up because I don't know all the facts behind it, but I'm going to do it anyway. There was a player.
Bring it up.
There was an ex-Met. I think he might be on the Diamondbacks. Who
that?
Said that the Lindor should get it, and just for that reason, because Lindor's out there every day in the field playing, and he's playing Gold Glove fielding at shortstop, where Ohtani is a great, great player, but he's not. Well, he pitches right, but he's not. Listen, how many games? Let me see real quick.
He's half a player, bro. There's no argument in that. The guy's half a player. All he does is offense.
Lindor has not sat once this year. Not once.
Yeah. How are you gonna compare half a player who sits on the bench all day and then a guy that plays every inning of every game all year?
I mean,
you can't compare them. Even if the other guy's got 20 more home runs. The fatigue itself, there's no more roids. There's no more Barry Bonds around, dudes.
Nope.
This is all being done for real. So Ohtani's a great player. But you know what? We signed a pretty great player, and he might be gone at the end of the year. Think about the end of the year, what could happen with our pitching staff. Manaea could be gone, right? Who's the other guy? Quintana could be gone.
Yep.
And then who's the other guy? What's his name? The Spanish kid. I'm forgetting his name. Oh my God.
Jesse Orosco.
What's the guy's name? Not Orosco. Good Lord, 1995. The kid, the guy that came from the Yankees. Oh my God, what's his name?
Yeah, he's been doing good for us.
Yeah, you can't remember. Producer Joe, help us out here, man. We're having an old brain fart.
Are you talking about Severino?
Severino, yes. And Severino, all those three guys will be gone next year.
Severino, I think, definitely will be gone. He'll probably get a decent contract based off his bounce back. I don't know.
I think they're going to keep Manaea. Manaea has like a $12 or $13 million clause that he can exercise. What's in it? How do you say that name, Producer Joe?
Manaea. Manaea
Mays?
Manaea. He likes saying Manaea, man.
Yeah, I mean, Manaea's doing 3.51. He's thrown 143 innings so far. He's 10-5. I mean, even when we went to the playoffs, even when we went to the World Series, I don't think we had this many pitchers with double-digit wins.
Well, I mean, they're 500 pitchers, So I'm very happy to see that Manaea is doing really well for us this year. But I don't know if I keep him more than another year or two, because that high strike zone is what helps him. And I don't care what anybody says. You watch all his games, all his cold outs are high strikes that they're giving.
Oh, that's right, Isaac.
It's fantastic.
Thank you, Isaac. It was Guillorme who said the comment about Lindor deserves the MVP.
Oh, Guillorme. And Guillorme would know. He's played with Lindor many a time.
Thanks for the assist, Isaac.
Thank you, Isaac. We appreciate that. I'm glad that you're listening to this show, even if any hosts or we're not listening to our own show most of the time anyway. So
I want that. Right.
You got it?
Three live viewers now, then we get over 1,000 views of the course of the week.
We're having a lot of fun. We're talking about the Mets, and now that we're winning, we took 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks. Excuse me. We have the White Sox next.
I think we should have swept the Diamondbacks. I was very disappointed.
Dude, Nunez 15-day IL. Oh, yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame that Nunez is going on the IL. That kid's a good pitcher. He's a good pitcher, man. He's done a really good job for us. But, hey, stuff happens. Next. You got to live with that. I'm sorry to be so callous about it, but I appreciate the guy and what he's done for the Mets. But Let's get next guy. That means Budo gets more chances. That means somebody from the minors can be called up in September. That means that a starting pitcher can stay around and become an innings eater and stay with the big guys. For let's say that happens. September 1st is coming up, guys. We're going to bring some guys up. Who do you guys want to see up? Keith, producer Joe.
I wanted to see Batty up, but that's not happening now. I really don't know. I mean, aside from who we have up already, who I would want to see up are injured.
I mean, I guess bring Mauricio back up, huh?
He's injured, isn't he?
No,
is he well?
No, I thought that it was Beatty was the one that got hurt.
Mauricio
Beatty got hurt.
Too. I would love to see Mauricio up. I think he's going to do something. But
yeah, I don't know about bringing a young guy like that up at the end of the year. What's he gonna? What do we need him for? What's he gonna play?
According to the Mets website, Drew Gilbert.
Drew Gilbert would be good. He's been hitting again.
Blade Tidwell, right-hand pitcher.
Oh, that's the pitcher. He's a good pitcher in the minor leagues, but
Acuna.
Acuna.
Yeah. Also
Acuna Matata.
Another right-hand pitcher, Don Hamill. Who else?
Oh, okay.
Maybe Mike Vassell, but not likely.
Mike Vassell.
That's
an interesting pitch. That's a good pitcher to bring up.
Those are the prospects that are most ready to come up. And then your next tier is Jet Williams. Mauricio is in the second tier.
Only because of injury.
Vassell, Kevin Parada, the catcher.
No, the catcher. He's a good hitter.
Alex Ramirez.
Outfielder, center fielder.
Outfielder. Mm-hmm. And that's it. Those are the first two tiers. It'll be a group of guys among them.
I want to see how Mendoza handles this. I don't want to see these players in key games. I just don't. I'm sorry.
Well, no. These are guys that will be spelling some of the major guys in, but it's not going to be all these players coming in. It's like a couple of guys here and there, and only the most ready. Because next week we do have some power teams coming up against us, and I'm being very facetious with this. Big word, producer Joe. I learned it the other day.
That's a lot of syllables.
That's a lot of syllables to say, right? Hey, first of all, let me just say this before the show ends. Even Farachi, Keith misses you, wishes you were here. Producer Joe hates you. I'm in the middle, but Farachi, this bud's for you. Cheers.
All right. If we're gonna do that, here, this is Farachi. This is for him.
Put up the box.
Wow.
Man,
I forget how shiny his head is, man. I was looking at that thing and I was like, wow.
When he watches this app, he's going to be like, how come Joe didn't play the clip? How come Joe didn't play the clip? Because he reminds me every time. All right, Joe, let's go.
There you go, bro.
He's
after you guys were talking for about 10 minutes, I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, shoot, I forgot.
Oh, thanks again, Isaac. Mauricio had a second surgery to remove scar tissue.
Yeah.
So he's done. There's no way he's coming up.
Isaac with the info.
Well,
Thanks, man.
Isaac is the man. He's like our backup data analyst over here.
He's our beat reporter.
He's the beat reporter. He knows everything that's going on. So, do you think we're going to need these guys to play against the White Sox? All I'm saying is they're the worst team in the league. They have a chance of taking our old record as the worst team ever. Okay.
So tee off on them. No.
So this is a team that we should really, really beat because we have three good players pitching against them, dude. We have the big drip. We have producer Joe's best friend, Minaya,
Manea Mays.
and we have Quintana, I think, pitching. I
When I
believe those
say I
three
hate
guys.
we should win, trap game is what I hear when I hear should.
Why do you hear?
So-
It's not football. This is not football. There's no trap game. This is
There's
this
trap
is
game.
the end
They-
of the season, dude. The
I
end of the
totally
season.
disagree. There's
Yeah,
trap
these
game.
guys know what's up, man. The next 2 games, the Mets are going to go hard in the paint, and then you're going to have the call-ups who are desperate to make a good impression. The pedal goes down for the rest of the season now. They don't let up. These guys,
100%.
they don't let.
They should take these 3 games. They should really take these 3 games, and they kind of have to because now that they played these other teams tough, and they were on the road and they played very well. They took 2 out of 3 from these guys. They played the Padres, who've lost a couple of games, okay, and played them even. You know, so 2 out of 4. So the Mets have been playing fairly well the last couple of weeks. The offense has been on. The pitching has been a little bit better. Sometimes it's suspect. But against the White Sox, basically the worst team in the league, I know you believe it's a trap game, Keith. I know you believe that. However, what do you think about that? What do you think about that series?
I think we need to sweep. I don't think there's any freaking excuse not to. I mean, we're playing against the 62 Mets essentially.
Maybe worse, potentially worse.
Yeah, so we got to sweep. And I know like sweep is a big thing, and I know a major league team is a major league team regardless of their record. But no, I mean, if we want to do something, we need to take full advantage of the situation and sweep the hell out of them because we still have some tough games coming up after that. So,
We do. I mean, they are a major league team. They've won 31 games. They've done something, you know. Even if they're higher level AAA team, whatever it is, they can still pull off an upset. They can still, kind of really derail our season in a way by getting lucky or by getting better for a couple of games and playing really well against us. So, producer Joe, what do you think about that?
No, I already said, they're going to go pedal down hard. I mean, these guys are pumped after taking the series and playing well on the road, coming home, and they're gonna play some inspired baseball, I believe. Our pitching has come around, our hitting is there, the good feelings on the team. Come on, I mean, I say we sweep them. I mean, I don't think there'll be any letdown whatsoever. I say we,
Well, there you go.
Go out there.
Okay. Okay, let's take them. Agreed. Let's say 3. Let's say all of us agree. I think we need to sweep them. I think we can sweep them. I think we should sweep them, and we will sweep them. I know Farachi's probably going to say 2 out of 3, or he might go berserk and join us and say 3 out of 3. So we're going to take Farachi's vote as whatever we say goes. So it's 3 out of 3, Farachi. You're in.
We
So,
have
against
Tyler
these-
McGill going in game 1.
Right? And then the next one is who? Quintana or Manea?
Next one is going to be Quintana,
Okay, and then Manea, right, to finish
and
them off.
then Manea Mays.
Manaya.
And then there it is. That guy. That guy's coming. So
Manaya.
these should be winnable games. Honestly, I'm sorry to see that Budo pitch today because I would really kind of like him to come in after the 3 innings that Ty Lord gives us and maybe pitch 4 more innings. So I know we're not going to get many innings out of this guy, but I think we're going to do 3 out of 3. We're going to be fine. But the next come the Red Sox, another really bad team. Okay,
Well, I don't know. They're kind of the mirror team of us in.
what's their record is not as good.
Behind the wild card spot. They're 3 games out. They got 69 wins.
They have how many wins?
69.
They're better than us.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
I don't
they're
think
not
we
a
can-
mirror. They're better than us.
We can't take them lightly. And they're 3 games. They're hungry too. They're 3 games out of the first or last wild card spot.
Well, you know what? To be honest, I don't even care about all those stats. It doesn't even matter to me. Basically, because I don't know them and I don't care about the Red Sox. We're gonna take 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox. We kind of have to. We really have to do the whole producer Joe thing, pedal to the metal type of deal. We got to take 2 out of 3 from them at least. And these 2 out of 3 have to be I mean, you can't plan it, but it hopefully will be when the teams ahead of us lose that we can actually win a game and make up a game on them, because it's going to be tight. We're at 5 games left, 27 games left,
29.
29. Okay, 29. Still a little bit of time, but not very much. So we have to really start winning out. And after we take 2 out of 3 from these guys, Producer Joe, did you say anything about this Red Sox stuff?
No, I didn't say anything about the Sox. I said we're going to take 3. The Sox?
The Red Sox, yes. What do you think about those?
No. We take those. We take all 3 of those. We go on a 7-game winning streak. There you go. We're going on a real hot tear to pull back close to the Braves.
I'll take it. But
You take that, Keith? That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah,
we're gonna take that.
And then we go into Thursday, which is a day off, and more than likely we'll be here to talk about the next 6 games.
There you go.
Cincinnati and Toronto.
There you go. Well, Cincinnati. Let me just say this a little post. What is it? No, I don't know. Let's just say we're gonna take 2 out. We're gonna take 2 out of Cincinnati also.
Yeah,
they got one good. They got one good player. He's 7 feet tall, and he makes a lot of errors. Cincinnati's toast. They're not gonna win against us. Yeah. Anyway, before we leave, though, we would like to see a Fuacata for this road trip, Lars, because you have to have a couple stored up after having such a wonderful day today.
Yeah, I do, and I've been thinking a lot about my next Fuacata. We're going up against a couple of teams that, we should sweep the White Sox, so I'm not going to Fuacata them. Boston, whatever, we're not going to Fuacata them. So I need to really say Fuacata to the Braves. This finger should be up right now. F you, Braves. F you, Braves. Fuacata, Braves. I'm tired of the sons of a bitches. Every time we go on a win streak, they go on a win streak. Every time we go on a lose streak, they go on a lose streak. You know what? Right now, you're going to suck, and we're going to win, and you're going down, Braves. Fuacata mother effing ta. It was a long one, but it was necessary.
Okay then. That listen, well done. Much appreciated. Anytime you can walk out to the Braves or the Phillies or the Skankies, I'm all good.
Yeah, I'm just tired of
anytime. Okay,
so on this hot streak, like they're good, and then half their team is hurt. What the hell is happening? It's like you're supposed to suck, so start sucking.
Okay, relax. Don't worry so much about them. Worry about our team. I think it'll do you much good, because you have a pretty good team to cheer for. Okay, your New York Mets are doing really well.
Emotional damage.
Woosah, do that deep breath thing. Okay, now that you woosah real quick, now that you did that real quick, let's just start getting ready to pack it up and say goodbye. What are your final words there, Mr. Rocky?
First, I want to say yes, Isaac, 70 and 64. But I don't think Boston played yet, so they may. But right now, we are a better team than them, so yes.
Okay.
So, Braves, Boston.
Isaac, appreciate you, man. Thank you.
I really think key things to this last 29 games coming up. Our offense, I think, is pretty locked in. I think Alonso, he looks like he's teetering on really just exploding. And that's going to be tremendous if he does that. I'm hoping he tees off against the White Sox and gets hot. But I think aside from the offense, which has been consistent, I think the key thing, obviously, and we all know this, is the bullpen. I'd like to see Budo to continue to be consistent the way he has been. And I would like to see Diaz start getting more Ks like he did last year, year before last year, and lock down the games. I want to start feeling for the last part of the season. When Diaz comes in, the game's over. We won. And if we can get that, we have a really, really good shot at the playoffs, because our starting pitching has been consistently really good. I won't say great, but they've been good. And offense is consistent. We need the bullpen to lock it down. We need Budo in the 8th, Diaz in the 9th to be shutdown pitchers.
Yeah, that would be a nice role, because Budo comes in with that hard sinker, hard slider down and away, and he gets ground outs, and then Diaz comes in and throws a little bit high cheese and throws you off. So fantastic. Good job, Keith. Nice party
Down to the
words.
wire, guys.
Producer Joe, what do you got? Down to the
By
wire.
the time we have our next show, it's going to be September, and I think we can all safely say that we have far outperformed our expectations for the year. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful September's here and we're still in it. We cheer for them win or lose, but it's so much more fun when they win. And it's so much more fun when at least they're competitive and we're in the game. That's one. Two, I actually have the opportunity 2 weeks from tomorrow. I'll be in Philly for work. So the Mets happen to be coming that weekend.
Producer Joe.
Yeah, I'll be able to go see a game in enemy territory at the Vet.
Nice.
You're going to do it? You're going to do it?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yes.
Awesome.
The
Fantastic.
guy that I'm coming up to meet for work is also a huge Met fan that lives in Philly. So we'll dive into enemy territory. But my wish is that when that game comes, we're still in it, no fade.
It'll mean something.
No, yeah. So the game means something. It'll be a full house. It'll be electric. So let's finish the season strong, man. We're doing good. We overperformed our expectations. Nothing whatsoever to be ashamed about. Whatever goes down the rest of the way, our team gave us something really fun to cheer for.
Yep.
Fantastic. Agreed. I mean, we're having a really good season after a horrible start. Okay, we're competitive. We're in every game. We're fighting for every series. It makes baseball exciting, something you got to watch. In the old days, you open up a newspaper, you look in the box score, you try to figure out what's going on with the Mets, or with your favorite team. So nowadays, you just go online, you figure it out, you get it on your phone. It'd be great. But we are now ready to close season 7, episode 19. It's been a long time, and I know Faraci is waiting for that, because I know he's going to be a stickler with the Joe thing, and he would have been a stickler about this episode deal. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you for being with us. They Put in the Book show is out.
Let's go, Mets.
Put in the books.